Estoy comiendo mierda, tremendo mierda.
¡Qué barbaridad! Basta, no hacer cosas que dicen libros. ¡Tiene desperdicio! ¡Qué vacilo!
Top of the morning to you. How you guys doing? How's everything? Don't you love when people ask that question? How's everything, man? Everything good? If you ever hear somebody tell you everything's good, they're either lying to you or they are desperately trying not to think about their life. But I have met a few people that made me wonder. I wonder if this person just doesn't know that everything's not good. I don't want to ruin that for them. If they've managed to lie to themselves in a way that's allowed them to keep living their life and has actually made them happy to the point where they are like blind to all the problems in their life, I don't want to be the one who wakes them up from that dream. You know, that's like Sleeping Beauty waking up to find out she was kissed by a homeless person. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I'd rather let them keep sleeping with a smile on their face. Let them keep dreaming. But there is one group that I find myself constantly wanting to shake out of their illusion. It's the group of people that like to say the phrase, God is good. These are often very nice, very wonderful, very positive people. But that phrase just drives me nuts. It's not the positivity of it, by the way. I know I can come across as very grouchy and scroogey depending on what I'm talking about. And it's not a religious thing, by the way. Believe in whatever deity you want. Jesus, Allah, Lady Gaga, whoever it is. I personally am a devout follower of Tom Hanks. It's a small group, but we're devoted. The point is, it's not a positivity thing and it's not a religious thing. Those are not the reasons why I'm not a big fan of the God is good phrase. It's that the statement itself, by the virtue of reality, is misleading. Now, this is only my opinion, and I'm only basing it on having ears that hear things and eyes that see things, but here's my hot take. Assuming there is a God, if that holy being exists, I think God is at best balanced. Not bad, not good, balanced. Fair by the universe's standards. That's important. I think if there is a being that controls this whole mechanism we call the universe, I don't think he or she or it, which let's face it, most likely it would be an it and not a he or a she. I don't think it would be fair in the way that we consider fair. You know, the way that we're like, that's not fair to me. I just can't believe it. I don't know how she's leaving me for Larry. Larry, what the, life's not fair. Life's just not fair. Wait, but didn't you like cheat on her a lot and like threaten her?
Dennis,
if you don't shut up, I'm gonna knock your teeth in, I swear to God. Yeah, like that. I don't mean fair in that personal way we think of fair, because let's be honest, when we say life isn't fair, we don't mean life isn't fair. We mean, why didn't the awesome thing happen to me every day of my life ever, at all times? Why? Why did anything wrong ever happen? Because life is balance, my friend. Because it knows balance. You, right now, are sad. Somewhere else, somebody's smiling. One day, you will be the one who's happy. One day, you will be overjoyed. Maybe you will win the lottery. And a few miles away, somebody else will be hit by a Toyota Camry, fly through the air, through a window into somebody else's house, hit the gas pipe, and kaboom! Balance. You see what I'm saying? It's not bad and it's not good. It's just the balance of things. To some of you, this might sound very negative. This might sound like I'm trying to somehow tell you that, positivity isn't real or that good things don't exist. That's not what I'm saying. Amazing things exist. Kindness, thoughtfulness, connection, love, boobs, and Italian food. Lucky people exist. Very fortunate people exist. People who are incredibly successful based on their hard work that they put in and have amazing lives are all real things, and it could be you. You could be one of those people. If not now, in the future, you could be the fortunate. The only thing that I want to mention, because it drives me nuts when I hear that phrase that I mentioned earlier, is that there is a balance. And to not acknowledge that balance is goofy. It just looks, it's embarrassing to see. It's the most kind of angry secondhand embarrassment you could feel for somebody. God is good because I saw puppies today and there was a flower that was blooming. Say, did you happen to catch that triple homicide that happened just behind you? No, because that wasn't where I was looking. That didn't happen. God is good. That's what it looks like to me when somebody says that phrase. That's what God is good looks like to me. It looks like it makes me think this person could be like looking at just a fluffy little bunny in the grass while a tree falls on somebody directly behind them, but they won't see it because they're enraptured by this beautiful thing, which is great for positivity, but not for awareness. And if you're not actually aware, is your positivity really worth much? I don't think so. Do you? Because I think we've all been there at least once in our lives. Something really sad is happening to us and we're just there, just double dipped in depression. This usually happens when you're like a little kid. You know, you'll be there all sad and then some adult will come walking over with zero knowledge of how you're affected by what just happened, put their arm around you and say something like, "Hey kiddo, don't you worry. I know you're really sad right now, but you just gotta keep your chin up because everything's gonna be super duper." And they're saying this based on nothing. And you know that somewhere in the beyond, even Mr. Rogers is looking at this guy thinking, "Keep it down with the positivity, will you?" The positivity has to be worth something. And for it to be worth something, it has to come from somebody who's aware of a lot of what's going on. Or at least not actively trying to make themselves unaware of what's going on. It has to have something behind it. If you heard that pop, that was both my elbows clicking, because apparently my body was purchased on sale at Walmart. Don't you worry about that elbow popping, young man, because everything's gonna be all right. It has to mean something. It has to mean something, people. Okay? So if you know someone, if you know a God is good person, do them a favor and just drop a deuce in their breakfast. Don't do that. I'm kidding. That is horribly mean, gross, and you will go to jail. The point is not to be mean to the God is gooders. That doesn't help anybody. The point is, I wish they would have perspective behind their positivity, because it would make it meaningful. Then it would be meaningful, instead of this kooky, empty positivity. If you are only positive because you're seriously blocking out 99% of the world of what's happening around you, that's not positivity. Positivity is being able to look at the mix of wonder and terror and joy and crying and just amazing things and nightmares that are happening all across the world at the same time and still think there's hope. That's positivity to me. Not ignoring things, trying to find one nice thing in front of you and just like staring at it and just focusing on that. No, this is good. Everything's good. Everything's fine. God, he's wonderful. He's wonderful. It's fine. It's fine. Still though, that technique, I gotta acknowledge, is very helpful to some people, especially if they're going through like the super dark depression roller coaster that some people go on. That's a good exercise to get out of the depths. But I don't think it's like the default. It shouldn't be anybody's default setting to live their life on if they don't need it to crawl out of the darkness. If you're not using that phrase as a rope to crawl out of a hole with, you're just being goofy. And it's looking pretty bad. It's looking like what you're saying is, God is being good to me right now, and as far as I'm concerned, that's all that matters. Screw you, loving father of four who's currently choking to death in the middle of a Burger King. I don't care, because God is being good to me, and I am my entire world. So, God is good. You know, after all that talk about positivity, negativity, and balance, something really good must be happening somewhere else in the world, because in America, holy shit, it feels like there's something cooking, something bad. I don't know. I mean, right now, definitely the worst, on a wide scale thing that's happening right now is Hurricane Harvey's widespread destruction. But at the same time, there's something else that seems to be cooking up. Something seems to be boiling up under the surface. And not to go Alex Jones on you people, but you people, yeah, not to go Alex Jones on you guys, but there seems to be some kind of a weird escalation happening between law enforcement of America and the citizenry of America. There's weird things, weird little things that look like baby steps towards a creepy future. Very V for Vendetta. I don't know. I haven't actually seen this, but I've seen articles saying that in Miami, at least, there is like a tactical army souped up version of a police unit that's being dropped around the city to deter people from committing crimes. And I'm not saying that won't work. I'm just saying I am definitely not comfortable with hulking up the police force, considering that long-standing corruption and abuse problem. I mean, yeah, I know it's not that all police officers are corrupt and emotionally unstable and blah, 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 blah. I know that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not all of them, and it doesn't even matter if it's not even most of them. It's just enough of them are that it's a problem. And until that problem is solved, we should not be handing emotionally unstable Steve a handgun, let alone an army-grade weapon. And of course, the police brutality is not just the only part of this complicated gaga, as my people would say. It's also the other side, the citizens who, for all their reasons, have decided to start lashing out at the cops and being violent towards the cops and killing cops. With everything that's escalating, everything that's going on, this is very quickly becoming a festival of stupid. This is becoming Dummapalooza. And that's everybody's least favorite music festival. There's no people, there's no performers, because everyone's dead. Woo! That's always the lineup at Dummapalooza. Is Young the Giant headlining? Death is headlining. Oh man, well, you don't want to go to Dummapalooza, people. Let's see what the hell we can do, because America's got a problem. And I would say that actually humanity's got a problem. Maybe it's psychosis. Maybe it's Maybelline. That's all we got for today, people. Thank you for tuning in to Oops, Wrong Hole. I'm Ramses Ralphicast, your host and guide through these murky audio waters. Thank you for listening to the show. I appreciate you guys like you have no idea. I means that. You're my peeps. Yeah, you lend me an ear so I can sing you a song. I hope I didn't sing out of key. Have a good night. I love you. Be the light in the balance, people. Be the Jedi. Hasta la bye-bye.